Lahat ng drama, tawanan, balita at all-time favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews Primetime. I am Cairo, and we are live on Kool FM and News Radio 93.1, where we share the latest news headlines that care for you. Let's begin with the headlines. Six individuals were rescued while the remains of two others were recovered after a Philippine flag tugboat and Panamanian flag vessel collided off Sarangani province on Tuesday morning, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. The PCG reported that it deployed 4 floating assets carrying rescue divers and response teams to conduct a search and rescue operation in the vicinity waters of Masin. The distressed tugboat, Tug Sadong 33, had 8 crew on board when the incident occurred, the agency said. 6 of them survived the collision, but the SAR team reported the recovery of 2 cadavers, the tugboat's captain and oiler, it added. PCG said its medical personnel already provided health checkups to the survivors and reported that they were all in good physical condition. Following the collision, the PCG also conducted an initial oil spill assessment in the area, which yielded a negative result. PCG Commandant Admiral Ronnie Gavan, PCG, directed the Coast Guard District Southern Mindanao to coordinate with Harbor Star Salvage Company for the salvage of Tug Sadong 33 and the immediate conduct of a maritime casualty investigation, the agency said. Admiral Gavan also instructed Coast Guard legal officers to handle the filing of appropriate charges against the master and crew of MV Universe Gaisa, it added. The Department of Public Works and Highways has completed 2 key infrastructure projects that aim to improve the safety and accessibility of flood-prone and remote areas in Masbate and Iloilo. In Barangay Jamorawan, Milagros, Masbate, a newly constructed 12-meter long and 7 meters wide spillway structure now provides a safe crossing path, complete with concealed slope protection and a reinforced concrete pipe covered for drainage. The project also includes a 233.72 meter river revetment and a 50-meter long conservative pavement on the spillway approaches, the DPWH said. Due to flooding, the area has historically been inaccessible during the rainy and typhoon seasons. With the spillway, bridge, and revetment structures completed, residents of Barangay Jamorawan are now able to safely cross the river to access its more remote communities, said DPWH Region 5 Director Filgalio Edurarte in a statement on Tuesday. Meanwhile, in San Miguel, Iloilo, a 1.92 kilometer considered road now provides a safer and more convenient route to the Gojugate Training Center, an inland ecotourism camp and training resort. The newly paved road runs from CTO Sapa, Barangay San Antonio to Barangay Santo Angel, significantly improving travel conditions for tourists and locals. DPWH Director Sunny Boy Oropel said upgrading this access road will help boost local tourism and connectivity and spur more economic opportunities for surrounding barangays. The improved road is expected to be beneficial to agriculture communities by facilitating faster and more cost-effective transportation of farm produce to markets. The Masbate project was implemented by the DPHW Masbate 2nd District Engineering Office under District Engineer Dennis C. Kakomok. The Iloilo Road considering project was undertaken by the Iloilo 4th District Engineering Office at 48 million pesos. Senator Grace Poe has called for improvements in train station facilities following the recent extension of LRT1 and MRT's operating hours. Poe believes complementary changes must be made. The train's additional operating hours must be complemented with adequate security, help desk, and maintenance of facilities for the commuters' overall convenient ride, the senator said in its statement released on Tuesday. On Monday, MRT1 began its 1-hour extended operations during weekdays. Meanwhile, the operating hours of LRT1 are set to be extended by 30 minutes starting Wednesday. The extended operating hours of the MRT and LRT brings a welcome respite to our commuters, he posted. It has been said that a good indicator of a progressive country is not everyone owning a car, but even the wealthy using public transportation. While miles away from this, every little initiative is a step closer to the goal, she added. Marikina Mayor Marcelino Marci Teodoro branded on Tuesday the preventive suspension issued against him by the Office of the Ombudsman as a broader effort to derail his candidacy in the upcoming polls and a desperate attempt to besmirch his name. Teodoro, who is seeking re-election, issued a statement after a copy of the preventive suspension issued against him and 19 other Marikina City officials was released to the media on Tuesday afternoon. The mayor said, I strongly believe that the preventive suspension issued against me is politically motivated and part of a broader effort to derail my candidacy in the May 12, 2025 midterm election. I am a casualty of political persecution, plain and simple, the mayor said. In a desperate attempt to besmirch my name, they have found numerous trumped-up charges against me before the Ombudsman, Commission on Audit, COMELEC, he added. Teodoro claimed that the complaints filed against him were part of a pattern of political harassment aimed at him, adding that he will remain a candidate and will not be intimidated. The timing is very questionable, just days before the start of the official campaign period. It's hard not to see this as a calculated political attack meant to damage my name and candidacy and shake the trust we have built with our constituents, the mayor said. We are confident that we have a strong defense and will prove that these allegations have no basis or merit. We will face this head-on with full transparency and accountability. We will continue our fight for good governance, a clean and honest service, and most importantly, for every resident of Marikina who deserves better, Teodoro also said. I urge everybody to remain calm as we will defend not just our name and reputation, but the progress we have worked and fought so hard to achieve together. Tuloy ang laban, he added. And Vice President Sara Duterte on Tuesday said her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, will be visited by other members of his family on his birthday while in custody of the International Criminal Court in The Hague. According to Vice President Duterte, her sister Veronica and her father's partner Celito Hanilet Avacena would be visiting the former president right inside the ICC Detention Center in Schiphoningen, The Hague on March 28. Meanwhile, the Vice President's biological mother and former President Duterte's ex-wife, Elizabeth Zimmerman, will be visiting either on March 28 or 29. Vice President Duterte said when asked about their plans on her brother's birthday, I don't have a schedule with him on Friday, so I said we gave it because he's only allowed 2 visits a day, so 1 lawyer visit and then 1 family visit. I won't be there. I gave all the schedules to Celito and Veronica, she added. Vice President Duterte also said that instead of a traditional protest, she suggested holding a birthday picnic outside the ICC Detention Center for her father's supporters on his birthday. Duterte said, My suggestion to the organizers is maybe we should just have separate picnics if you want something like that, and without a program, so we don't need to ask for permission anymore. Because it's not a rally, it's not a protest, it's just a picnic, she added. Asked what she plans to return to the Philippines after weeks of being overseas, this was being the vice president, she reiterated that she will not until all her father's defense team has been appointed by the ICC. Ladies and gents, it is now 10:46 p.m. We will return with more news headlines right here after the break. Stay along with us.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Musicultura Heritage Foundation Center, a museum of all fan-made multimedia and Philippine history. Visit us today at Greenbelt, Makati City from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Musicultura, a non-profit joint venture project of Able Media and TVH Group of Networks Incorporated. Ultron Blaze 100 Euro 6 for a more powerful, cleaner, and efficient engine. Your Ace Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. CFB. Express the freedom of banking. Open your account today at CFB. A member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Ladies' Choice Chicken and Ham Spread. Ginuman San Rafael. Ganadong mabuhay. And People's Bank. Equal banking for the Filipino people. People's Bank of the Philippines is a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Sumasakit ang katawan, kumikirot pa ang iyong tiyan. Ang mabisang palaban ay Pauliniment. Pauliniment, Pauliniment. Ang Pauliniment ay natural, safe na safe kasi topical. Mabisa ang Pauliniment, ang Pauliniment. Pau, 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 pau. Walang aw sa pau.
Methyl salicylate plus menthol plus camphor is the generic name of Aldrit's Pauliniment. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Kakapagod talaga maghapong trabaho sa opisina. Tambak ang mga paperworks.
Han, kape ka muna.
Ha? Kape? Anong kape to? Ang bango. Grabe ang aroma ng herbal.
Han, Mark Cafe yan. Marami ang taglay na benepisyo sa ating katawan. Nakakatulong magpagaling ng mga karamdaman at nakakawala ng pagod. Kaya ubusin mo na bago pa lumamig yan. Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 Coffee Mix. Kompleto sa sangkap ng agaricus blasemoril, espirulina, mushroom at Panax ginseng na nagpapalakas ng immune system ng ating katawan. Tumutulong magpagaling ng mga karamdaman tulad ng high blood pressure, diabetes, anemia, osteoporosis, depression, pagkabalisa, fatigue syndrome, infection sa baga, tumor, cancer, erectile dysfunction, improved digestion, nakakabawas ng pagod, nagpapagaling ng allergies at nagpapatibay ng liver, kidney at marami pang iba. Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 Coffee Mix.
Mabibili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan, drugstores at supermarket sa inyong lugar.
Naku, ubos na load ko. Palista kaya ulit ako kay Aling Nena. Walang abala, di ka na lalabas. Kaya palang magpalista ng load sa Borrow Load. Mag-borrow load sa GCash.
Subject to eligibility. Terms and conditions apply. Borrow Load is powered by Fuse Financing Incorporated. Fuse Financing Incorporated is supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Kindly review the terms and conditions in the disclosure statement before proceeding with the loan transaction. GCash is supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. www.bsp.gov.ph. Visit the GCash website or help center to know more.
Ari na ang pinakabago nga iBerry Gold with 10 mg lutein.
Kung nga sakit sa mata, glaucoma, kaga may katarata, mayo kay epektibo sa mata, gistingan ko, nadula ang akon nga, nga luha-luha sa akon mata, kaga nga akon nga mga katarata, bitis, salamat.
Basta lutein, mag iBerry Gold with 10 mg lutein. Mas barato kag mas madamo ang lutein. Mabakal sa Mercury kag sa leading drugstores nationwide.
Mahalagang paalala, ang iBerry Gold ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Oy, kumpadre, kumusta na? Mukhang relax na yung aura.
Totoo yan, kumpadre. Buhat nang uminom ako ng markape. Abay, lagi na ako akong ganado. Simula pa lang ng pag-ising sa umaga hanggang sa maghapon na pagtrabaho ko sa aking bukirin.
O, di ba sabi ko sa'yo, kumpadre, okay sa work ang Marka Pe.
Tama ka, kumpadre. Nagtatanong nga pala ang mga katropa natin sa senior citizen kung ano daw ang sikreto natin. Lalo na mga checks na sila Purifikasyon at Preska. Pati na sila Antonina at Teban. Alam mo, kumpadre, araw-araw kaming happy lagi ni Shoneng. Dahil maski anong pagod namin sa maghapon, may time pa rin kami maglambingan.
Kaya nga, kumpadre, bumili ka na ng kaong-kaong ng Marka Pe.
Ay, oo talaga, kumpadre. Sa Makalaway, bibili na si Shoneng ng sangkahon.
Marka Pe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix. Purong herbal ang sangkap nito, kaya maganda sa kalusugan. Marka Pe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix. Mabibili na sa mga butika, grocery store sa inyong lugar.
Ang hanap ng Red Horse Beer, extra strong na tulad mo. Lakas ng tama pero di wasak sa hamon ng bukas. Panatag ang loob na bukas nanamnamin ang tagumpay.
Red Horse Extra Strong, the #1 extra strong beer in the world.
Drink responsibly.
Sino daw ang magaling? Ayon kay Lolo Florencio La Chica.
Ako po si Florencio La Chica, 91 years old, Barangay Ipil, Dipakula, Aurora. Minom ng Markapsol. Napakagaling po ito sa atin mga kababayan kong taga Dipakula o kaya Markapsol na rin kayo. At guminhawa yung aking katawan, maalis yung ibang bukol-bukol sa mukha ko, lumakas ako na nakakatabas-tabas. Ako'y gumagawit ng Markapsol. Napakagaling po ito. O lahat ng kababayan ko sa Dipakulaw, Markapsol na rin kayo.
Ngayong alam mo na kung ano ang sikreto ni Lolo Florencio La Chica. Mag-markup capsule ka na rin kasangga. Ito ay mabibili sa pinakamalapit na butika at drugstores dito sa ating lugar.
Ang lakas mo, may ilalakas pa. Sa Revicon Forte, may muscle-building amino acids tulong para mas lumakas ang katawan with proper diet and exercise. Pag malakas ang katawan, lumalakas din ang loob. May lakas para sa ambisyon mo.
Revicon Forte!
Lakas! Unilab yan. Multivitamins, minerals, and amino acids is the generic name of Revicon Forte.
Protection
Yakult!
with 8 billion live LCS
Yakult!
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult!
Helps improve digestion and boost immunity.
Yakult!
With proper diet and exercise.
Yakult! Kaya panalo ka dyan!
Te, pabili po ng 2 Nor Chicken Cubes.
O, eto.
Ha? Isa lang po to ah.
Doble yan! Ang Nor Cubes ay may doble-doble! Nor Cubes doble! 2 for 10 lang yan! Sulit na sulit! Mapapaulit! Nor Cubes doble pack! Ang sarap-sarap ng doble-doble with Nor Cubes doble pack! 2 cubes for 10 pesos SRP lang.
Also available in pork.
Promo lasts from January 2, 2024 to January 1, 2025 per DOH FDA CRR permit number 1589 series of 2023.
Welcome back to koolNews Primetime. And as you can see, I just got disconnected. I have no idea why, but we will continue our headlines in the meantime in this stage. But in the meantime, let's get into international headlines. As streets turn into waterways due to worsening floods in Sarawak, one resilient hawker has found a way to continue her business despite the disaster. A woman wearing a traditional straw hat has been seen using a small boat to sell bean curd to flood-stricken residents in the town of Kanuwit in Cebu. An image of her navigating the floodwaters with trays of neatly arranged fried bean curd and a weighing scale has gone viral on social media, drawing admiration from netizens who likened her efforts to the floating markets of Thailand. With motorcycles and shops partially submerged, the woman's makeshift floating stall has become a symbol of perseverance. She continues serving customers by handing them food while receiving payments from those standing on higher grounds. Alright, continuing here. Many social media users have praised her adaptability, calling her an inspiration in the face of adversity. Conowit has been experiencing heavy rainfall over the past few days, leading to rising water levels that have disrupted daily activities. Residents are urged to stay safe and take necessary precautions as authorities continue to monitor the situation. For now, as floodwaters persist, this woman's boat not only keeps her livelihood afloat but also brings a sense of resilience to a town grappling with nature's challenges. A photo of a woman was uploaded by netizen Macy Hang on Facebook on March 20. One netizen, Miss Emily Ho, jokingly commented that Conowit residents no longer need to travel to Thailand to experience a floating market as Conowit has its own floating market. Another netizen, Mr. Judah Iscaria, added, on the bright side, this could become one of Conowit's tourism attractions. Instead of sharing the businesses, this idea could provide income for workers during a crisis. Those unable to go out to buy food and necessities will surely appreciate any available goods to sustain themselves throughout the floods. And starting April 1 or effective April 1, all passengers traveling with Malaysian Airlines, Firefly, and Malwings must carry their power banks on percent at all times. In a statement on their official social media pages, Malaysia Airlines announced that passengers must comply with the updated policy on carrying power banks on board. Power banks must be carried with you at all times and should not be placed in the overhead compartments. During the flight, you may store them in your carry-on bag under the seat or in the seat in pocket in front of you, it stated on March 20. The airline specified that magnetic wireless charger power banks must be kept in separate rack or protected pouch to prevent unintentional activation. Charging or using power banks is strictly prohibited throughout the flight. The carriage of power banks and spare lithium-ion batteries in checked baggage is strictly prohibited, it added. The airline emphasized that these policies are in place to ensure flight safety. It was reported on March 15 that airlines operating from Malaysia have joined those in other countries in restricting power bank usage on planes. Power banks were previously banned from checked-in luggage and allowed only in carry-on baggage, but the new rules require passengers to carry them on person at all times. And finally, into the showbiz, and it's a good news. Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey are on another whirlwind adventure as Michael Williams' theatrical production of David Dingsai Abaire's Shrek the Musical will be staged in the Philippines in October 2025. Based on Williams' book Shrek and the hit 2001 film of the same name, the musical will be staged from October to December 2025 in Pasay City. Williams will take charge of its production while Dexter Santos will be in charge of the musical staging and choreography. Meanwhile, Ronnie Forge was tapped to be the musical director. With its production set to kick off, auditions for the roles of Shrek, Princess Fiona, Donkey, Lord, Farquaad, Dragon, Dinky, Pinocchio, Wolf, and the Ensemble per a release from Full House Asia Production Studios Incorporated and the NWR Musicals. Aspirants are required to have a strong vocal ability, and select characters need to have dance skills. They are also required to prepare 32 bars of a song from their favorite musical, minus one track for playback, latest CV, 3-hour size headshot, full body shot in the registration form. Rehearsals are scheduled to take place on August 18. Ladies and gents, it is now exactly 11 p.m. and that will be it for koolNews Primetime tonight. We will return with more news headlines tomorrow with koolNews at 6 and koolNews Primetime at 10:30 p.m. And if you are wondering why there is no koolNews at noon tomorrow, because unfortunately, my area will have a power outage that will last from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. So I will not be appearing on koolNews at noon tomorrow, so music automation will be continued throughout the afternoon. So yeah, just a heads up, huh? And with that, we will now conclude it here. Once again, if you have any feedback, if you have any suggestions or feedback that you would like to send, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Until tomorrow, fellas, I am Cairo, and this has been koolNews Primetime. Coming up next is Todoy Nanlamao, or Evening Drive right here on Cool FM. This is your station. This is home. Good night.